Time in YouTube, and welcome back to Deck Profiles. Today we are going to be looking over the ever popular Espeon-Garbodor build. Espeon-GX here is the 200 HP psychic type monster with the attack Psybeam. For 1 psychic energy you can do 30 damage and confuse your opponent, which is very nice. Makes their next attack a gamble. It also has Psychic. For 1 Psychic, 2 colorless. It's going to do 6 damage plus 30 for each additional energy on their Pokemon. This damage can scale pretty nicely, and what's really nice about Espeon is it does have that super effective against Garbodor decks, which is very popular, very heavy in the meta right now. It also has that Divide GX, 1 Psychic, 2 colorless. You get to put 10 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon and anywhere you like, which means you can scoop up small little prizes or go for that last knockout that you were unable to do, while also damaging up the next available attacker. Next up, just a side note, we are able to run the 1 Flareon Stage 1 90 HP Fire type Pokemon with that Flare effect. Now, in your versions of these, you can run Vaporeon, you can run the Jolteon. If you're fearing Volcanion, definitely run the Vaporeon. If you're fearing Rayquaza or any other like flying type mon, definitely run that Jolteon. This way it can give you some coverage, gets those Espeons up even more damage, and it'll get more knockouts for you as well. But I personally find that Metagross is probably the worst counter to this thing because it does resist Psychic. So having that super effective damage is very clutch. In order to get that nice high scaling damage. And it will work on our next attacker as well, which is the Garbodor, who is also a stage 1, 120 HP psychic type with that Trash Avalanche attack that is just sweeping matches. Trash Avalanche will do 20 damage times the amount of item cards in your opponent's discard pile. A lot of people have had to reformat their decks towards this. Which means no trainer's mail or completely re-ratifying how they use their items and how many of them they're actually going to be using. The Garbodor does have the Acid Spray for 1 Psychic, 2 colorless, 70 damage, but we're probably never going to use it. If we're going to put any energy drops down, it is going to be on that Espeon. Next up is going to be 2 LadyKubu, 170 HP Psychic type Pokemon, and we're going to primarily be using this for that Wonder Tag ability that lets us scoop up a supporter card. When we play it, we can scoop up a supporter, put it into our hand, and we're able to play it if we haven't used our supporter for the turn. We also have that Energy Drive attack for 2 colorless energy. We do have that 20 damage times the number of energies attached to both Tapu Lele and our opponent, which is absolutely clutch. Because we are going to be running the double colorless energy. This just gives us that opportunity to kind of have a nice hitter if Tapu Lele is unfortunately one of our starting Pokemon. Lastly, we are running 1 Shaymin-EX. This is for that setup ability primarily. We do have that ability to get that nice hand draw back up to 6 and keep ourselves rolling a little bit. Now, Shaymin has fallen out of grace, especially since Tapu Lele has come out, because Tapu Lele just has that so much more synergy in the terms of it can attack. It gets that support that you would need anyway. So Shaymin has lost a little bit of ground, but I am going to use 1 for this particular deck because we can get a little bit of groundwork started in the beginning. Starting up with our item cards, we are running 2 Field Blowers. I find Field Blower is essential with Garbodor. Weirdly enough, it's the other version's Garbodor's weakness. This one is almost like it's its benefit, because Field Blower will remove 2 tool cards or a Stadia from the field. So think of it this way: tool cards are item cards. If you get rid of it, it goes into the discard pile, which means that's going to scale Garbodor's damage even further. So I'm running 2. Not only is it going to keep us from losing knockouts and all that kind of stuff, but we're going to gain damage from it as well. We're running 2 level balls. This is to get those babies out, those EVs. It'll even get our Flareon out, and it'll get our Trubbish out as well. We're running 1 and 1 of the Rescue Stretcher and the Super Rod. This way we can kind of focus on Mons and energy. Rescue Stretcher is very good because it can get you out of a tight jam. If one of your important Pokemon have hit the discard pile, Rescue Stretcher can get that 1 Pokemon back up, or if you're not really needing it and you need to discard the Rescue Stretcher, you can kind of shuffle 3 Pokemon back in your deck and kind of hope to get one of your 3 necessary cards. Whereas the Super Rod, we can shuffle any combination of Pokemon and energy back into the deck, and this is kind of really nice to have because we are going to probably see a lot of energy denial, which is just something particularly in the set right now. Psychic energies are going to be very, very important for us, as we do need to have at least one on the Espeon or on the Garbodors, and if they get knocked out, we don't want to lose out on all that stuff, and we're not running XP share to keep those kind of things going. We are going to be running our 4 Ultra Ball as per normal, our 4 VS Seeker as per normal. Our stadium of choice is going to be the Altar of the Moon. This is going to reduce our psychic Pokemon, any Pokemon that has any psychic energy attached to it. It'll reduce their retreat cost down 2 points. So for Garbodor, unfortunately, he still does not have that free retreat. He does still need to sacrifice 1 small energy to be able to retreat out. But because you're only going to be dropping 1 energy down on him anyway, it's not really that big of a deal. And again, we have that Super Rod to kind of get those energies back if things go wrong. We are going to be running 2 Lysander. This is going to be a clutch card until Guzma comes out. And it'll probably be good until standard rotation, because personally I like the Lysander effect without having to switch. But you'll be seeing some decks that run either or very soon. We are running 3N. Each player shuffles their hand back into their deck and draws up cards equal to the remaining prize cards. We're running 1 Pokemon Fan Club. The reason I'm running Fan Club over Bridget in this one is so I can grab that Shaman, put it onto our hand, and that Tapu Lele, we can kind of grab those kind of support cards with it instead of having the Bridget, which just automatically drops them onto the bench. So that's why I'm playing it over Bridget. But again, you guys can run it however you want. You can go for the Bridget, you can go for the Pokemon Fan Club. We are running 4 Sycamore. I just like my consistency on the draw support. We are running 1 Teammates. Teammates is amazing when you're playing like the 7 prize games. So unfortunately, if you're not losing out on those Espeons or these guys, they're gonna have to go through Garbodor, which means that they're only gonna get 1 prize card. And if they take that and you use Teammates, you get your bundle of items back. You can go through your deck, search for whatever you want, 2 of them in fact, and you can put them in your hand. So Teammates is very, very good. We are running 3 choice bands, trying to increase that damage output as best as we can. That way we can get those nice knockouts and scale a little bit better with that Espeon attack. And of course, 4 double colorless energy, and we are running 7 psychic energy. So that is going to be today's deck. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys are believing this deck will be able to do. 2 wins, 1 win, 0 wins, whatever. I'm going to get into these matches, and we're going to see just how strong Espeon can be. Alright guys, match number 1 is here against Jose Wolf. We're on a win streak of 1. Quick heads up, if you guys are noticing the camera going in and out of color like it just literally did, I do apologize for that. I'm not 100% sure as to why it's doing that, whether it be the lighting or if my camera is starting to die. But either way, I'm giving you a heads up that it's something that I'm well aware of, and I need to try and figure out what's going on. Either way, we are going to be able to go first here, and we're going to have that Espeon drop turn 1, which is great. I just need to get that double colorless energy, and we'll be able to just start doing a huge amount of damage with Espeon. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to do. We're going up against Mega Gardevoir, which is great. I think, because I think Gardevoir is weak to Psychic. So we're going to get 2 prizes from the, 2 additional cards from this drop here. 3, he's playing Xerneas Break as well. So have not played this in a while. It'll be kind of interesting seeing how it does. He's playing 2 different Mega Gardevoirs. I'm interested. Still no basics. Still nothing. He's showcasing that it's Gardevoir, so he should have something in there, like a Xerneas or something. He does have an active Pokemon this time. But he gave me all these additional card draws, which is not what you want to do, especially if I'm going first, because this is a lot of additional stuff I could potentially play. So I'm actually going to just draw it all. I have the worst supporter in my hand for that, but I can easily just grab an N with the Tapu Lele and we're good to go. So it is going to be Gardevoir in front. We are just going to evolve. Yes, please. Gardevoir is a fairy type, so it's not weak to psychic. Not this one, anyway. We are going to grab our Espeon. And I'll be honest, I don't really need to sacrifice my hand. I would like to get 2 Trubbish on the field. Start getting them ready. Or another Espeon. Espeon might be the better clutch play, but let's do 1-1. Now, he could end. He could. But I'm actually just going to pass this turn. I've already used my Pokemon Fan Club, which is fine. Which is exactly kind of what we wanted. He is going to play that Hoopa, which is not going to like us because we are super effective. And my Divide will be able to go on to anything I want here. It's shaming 2 Gardevoirs. He's got like every kind of Gardevoir going right now. We're going to see just how well this plays out for him in the next couple turns. We're going to see a Max Elixir. So he is feeding into my Garbodor, which is absolutely fantastic. Might be a while since he's played. I'm not 100% sure. This is definitely an old Steam CG deck, which does not like Garbodor. I'll say this right now. Having these 2 item cards right now, he'll see that Garbodor does not appreciate, or he may not appreciate the Garb. So this is making me feel like I should have gone for a second Trubbish. Does drop that Psychic Energy down, or sorry, Fairy Energy down. Can't attack this turn, but we're able to start getting some Psybeams off, get potential damage down. I'm going to be pretty happy with this matchup. Like, I can drop my Psychic Energy down. I can't Psychic, or I would Psybeam him, but he can Mega Evolve. He's actually going to Escape Rope. And I can just go into my Trubbish. I'm alright with this. Because he's already got 2, 3, 4 items in here. Gonna go in for that Link Blast. He's gonna do 30 damage. We're gonna just drop another Espeon down. We'll drop down the energy for the Trubbish. I don't need the Flareon, so we can ditch that. And I can ditch a Sycamore. And we could get ourselves a Garb. And again, I need to double check 2, 3, 4, 5 items. So I can do 100 damage to this thing. Which early game really isn't that bad. But I'd rather just take out the Hoopa. Which will be a nice two prize early game before you can actually sacrifice it. I think that's my play. So we're just going to go for a nice Trash Avalanche. We're going to knock this thing out. And there's 2 prizes here. 200 damage right there. We got ourselves an N and an Eevee. We still have our Espeon in back. We can start dwindling down these guys even further. Especially once they Mega Evolve. I believe they go Psychic type. If it's the dark version of Gardevoir. They are going to bring up the Link Blasting. It's got that 3 energy now for that Luminous hit. It can hit me for a ton of damage. But it has only got 170 HP. Does have to sacrifice an energy to attack. But you only get 1 prize. And I'm alright with that. So I'm going to do 60. 90. I don't think I knock you out. I don't think I knock you out. Six is 9. I don't think I knock you out. So we're going to go for it anyway. Or do I go for the Psybeam here and just lay down the confusion? I'm just double checking math. So it's 3, 6, 9. Yeah, I don't knock you out with Psybeam. So I might actually just hit him with the Psybeam for now. It will confuse my opponent, which is huge. I'm not going to do a lot of damage, but that's okay. We'll get the 60 damage off, force him into a confusion, so if he Mega Evolves without the Spirit Link, he'll lose his turn, or he'll have to actually Mega Evolve, which may not be what he wants. But I am weak to Psychic, so I gotta keep that in mind too. I am also weak to his attacks. He did play the Xerneas on the previous turn. I did not see that. He does have that Eevee, and is going to evolve into Espeon-GX. Something that I was not expecting at all in this deck, and he fails it, so that Sylveon is in that prize pool. We're going to see an Ultra Ball come off, and he's going to discard 2 Fairy Energies, 2, 3, 4, 5 items still. I missed what he actually drew, but he's got 6 item cards now in the discard pile from that Ultra Ball drop. And we're going to continue scaling. He is just going to hard drop into this, making it so that I can take him out in the following turn. Because I'm going to do 6, 9, 9, and 3, 6 is 150 damage. With the 60 already on, you will lose this Gardevoir. For sure. And I don't even need to worry about my supporter types. I think it's my best play is just to knock him out. I think we do it too. Let's do it. We're just gonna knock him out. 150 takes out that Gardevoir. We are one big prize card away from taking this. I'm glad we didn't Ultra Ball for the Garbodor because we didn't have it. It does bring up that Xerneas, but we will be able to just go for Shaman, like bring it up, or bring up one of these Gardevoirs that are not currently in. There we go. So match number 1, Espeon just had full control of the matchup. It completely and utterly shut down the opponent's Gardevoirs because it wasn't doing enough damage. And with that Choice Band effect, we were able to get a nice bit of damage down. And they were forced to evolve if they wanted to attack because of that good old confusion. They lost the confusion, but they were forced to Mega Evolve. So that's why Megas aren't really in Standard anymore. Just the item usage and all that kind of stuff is just turn them the other way. With that being said, though, we've got match number 2 coming up, and we're going to see if Espeon-Garbodor can pull off a second win. Alright guys, match number 2 is against Benji J with that Christmas hat. Oh, he loves it. Alright, so we're going to get this coin toss. Let's see if we can call a win here. We are going to be able to go first, which is absolutely fantastic. Again, it does give us that opportunity to kind of set up, especially if we get a Trubbish start, which we're not. We're not even going to get a good start. We're going to have a mulligan and ugh. Block. Alright, so let's just get this game going. He knows I'm playing Garbodor now. I get a Trubbish. That's it. I can't even attack first, so that's a bit of a problem. My opponent will be able to hit me, and if he's playing the right sort of deck, he can kind of knock me out like early game. Playing an Eevee for himself, so he will probably be able to knock me out pretty good. I'm just going to drop a nice Psychic Energy down, Choice Band, and pass, because I have everything I need for turn 2. Like, I got the Sycamore, I can Ultra Ball for an Eevee if I need to, based on the card draw I get next. It's going to be Umbreon. So we're not going to get knocked out, but he is going to hit me with a Strife, which I don't think you can remove my energy with that. No, that's Dark Call. So you're just going to hit me for 30. That's fine. I can't attack you right now. It is going to be Umbreon versus Espeon right now. We're just going to drop the item here. Drop that Garbin. Drop the Eevee. Drop the double colorless. And just go for Sycamore. Lose out on some support, or some utility, but I can kind of come back here. I'm going to be in a bit of trouble. Umbreon has that resistance to nullify what I'm about to do, so I can only hit him for 10. I can only hit him for 10. Double checking all other options before I hit, and there's nothing else I can do. Doesn't Choice Band hit you for 30? Maybe it's because I didn't do any damage initially? Could be. Could be. My opponent is in a good position. Has his Umbreon fully set up, but he can't use item cards. Because he will start to increase Garbodor's attack power, which means that we'll finally get some damage on this thing. But again, he also has that 3 energy cost, which Espeon really does enjoy, and he has to know that I'm playing that Espeon Garb right now, just because he does see it. We are going to see that weakness policy jump in, but I have no fighting types, so I'm not really worried about that at all. It's actually I'm not a big fan of weakness policy. It does work. Don't get me wrong, it does work. But unfortunately, it's not going to help us in this situation at all. I got the Altar of the Sun. Don't worry, guys. I can retreat anytime I want now. Yes, please. We'll take the Espeon drop. Now, he does have that 369. We're going to drop the Altar of the Sun down. And I need to get into another Pokemon here, else I'm going to lose out. I'm going to just Level Ball for now and get another Eevee. He's going to play this smart, but not letting me have any item cards in the discard pile. I can at least Super Rod, get those good old Pokemon back in, and that's all 3 back into the deck. And I think I'm just going to hit him with a nice Psychic. If I have to divide next turn, I will divide next turn. He is resistant to this, so I'm only going to do 130. But I will be able to knock him out on the following turn. I am not weak to darkness either, so he cannot knock me out. He can Dark Call though, and it'll remove everything I've got. That would be a good play. He is going to Ultra Ball. He has 2 Sycamores currently in the discard pile. He's Ultra Balling for another Eevee. This will keep him into the longevity of the game. If he does Shadow Bolt though, it's only going to do 90 damage to me, which isn't a big deal. And he is just going to drop a double colorless energy down onto that Eevee. Does he go for Shadow Bullet, or does he go for the Dark Call and stall me out? That is the question here. Either way, he's in a good position. If he goes for the Dark Call, sorry, he will be in a good position. If he just goes, there it is, the Dark Call is the best play. He does get rid of both of my energies. And that, I can't blame him for. That was a great play on his part. And, I can't play. I'm going to drop the double colorless back down. Let's just stick more. I'm going to lose all the utility anyway. Okay. This is not great. Either way, I'm just going to have to pass this turn. Now, he's already used his GX attack for the match, which is absolutely fantastic. Because I can go for a nice Divide, which will start doing some damage here and over here as well. Get him into that range. He just needs a Dark Energy for the Umbreon. Whereas I need a lot of other things. A lot of them. So he's going to Sycamore. He has Persian in this deck. Did not use that Field Blower. Didn't have anything for me to have the Field Blower. Does have a fully set up Umbreon-GX in the back. He could easily just switch. But if he does, I will Divide. And I'll still get this Umbreon. Completely and utterly planning to get this Umbreon-GX right now. He has 1 prize in. I am none prizes in yet. None. I have none yet. It's a good matchup here. So he's just going to switch. Because he can actually go off the Altar of the Moon as well. And he might just go for a Shadow Bullet. 90 damage. Which is fine. Which is going to hit my Trubbish. And let's get this next bit in. So we are going to hit. I'm going to probably lose out on my current Espeon. So probably the best play is to set up the Eevee in the back. I'm going to drop down another Trubbish. And we're going to end. I got a nice bit of energy and stuff for the following turn, which means I can get my second Espeon, but I do want to go for that Divide GX. I want to eliminate that good old one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got some nice chip damage off across the board. We're going to get the first GX knockout. We're getting a Psychic Energy Rescue Stretcher, which is great. And this Umbreon is already slightly damaged. He will be able to knock me out here. But his maximum damage output now is only 90, where ours will scale with his. And I'm in a very nice position. Again, I do have that Garbodor in the back as well. 1, 2, 3, 4 item cards currently. Just 4. 4 item cards, so I can only do a maximum of like little damage. But he's gonna have that Reverse Valley. He's gonna be able to do 10 more damage. He's playing that Bridget, has that ability to get 3 more Pokemon down, or a EX of his choice. But I'm pretty sure he's going for like 3 Pokemon. It looks like he's just running straight up Umbreon right now, but I could be wrong here, and he just hasn't drawn anything else. But we are about to see. But this is a really cool matchup, seeing the Espeon-Umbreon kind of go back and back. It is going to just be a Shaman, but buddy, you don't get the Shaman ability from playing it onto the bench. It has to be from your hand, and that is why I run the Pokemon Fan Club and not Bridget. So unfortunately, he literally just gave me another target, because my Lysander is not in the discard pile. So Shadow Bullet will take me out, no problem. And he'll be able to do some damage to my second Rubbish, which is great, which is fine. And we are going to lead into Espeon, because I'll be able to evolve here. I got the supporter that I wanted, so I don't really need to do anything over the top. I'm going to bring that Shaman in, start doing some damage to it. Which could get me into a nice position. I can Garbodor here. Again, I'm going to make it so he has to go through those 2 Garbs. But yeah, I'm going to get this turn to set up my Espeon here. I'm going to go for a nice Psybeam. I'm going to do 60 damage and confuse him. I can't do anything to the Umbreon. I would have only done 30 and confused him, yes, but I want to stall him out. If he's going to do anything, he's going to have to drop an energy to retreat out. And now I've got energy on the Shaman, so I can easily just Lysander it back in and knock it out. Now, I am in a pretty bad pickle for this guy, but again, I've got two Pokemon currently on the board that I can easily eat, and he is being very careful on his item cards. He knows that this Garbodor will be a problem if he lets it set up, and he's not letting it set up, which is very good. I've got 2 Choice Bands currently out of the field, or out of the deck. I only have 1 Choice Band left for these guys, so it does mean that this Umbreon might be sticking around for a little bit. I will get one. He is going to retreat. So he'll be able to get that Shadow Bullet down now, which I'm great with. Like I said, this was just kind of getting that chip damage onto that Shaman in case he didn't have that energy drop. It would have stalled him out, and it did force him to use that energy drop already. He does have an EV in the back. Again, we can kind of torture these things. The Shadow Bullet's going to go off. It's going to do 30 damage to my 1 Garb and 100 damage to my front. We're going to drop down the Psychic Energy here. I think he might have this in the bag, though, because I can't get rid of that Stadium. I think I have to drop a Tapu Lele. I can get rid of the these 2. Get that Tapu Lele, and I'm gonna have to Sycamore probably. I do have an Altar of the Sun and Moon in the deck still. I'm gonna go for you. I'm just gonna go straight up for Sycamore. I'm gonna lose out on 1 energy but I still have only got... I have 4 more. I think it's the right play. I just need to get rid of that stadium. I don't get it. But I can Field Blower, which is actually just as good. This will get rid of the stadium. And that is what's giving him the additional 10 damage, which is actually going to hurt me. So there goes the stadium. And from here on, we can probably just knock this thing out as best as we can. I can Psybeam it, but I'm not going to be in range of knocking it out on the following turn. Right? So I'm doing 3, 6, 9, 12, do 180, minus 3, so I only do 150. No, I'll be in range, so I'm going to go with the Psybeam this turn. I'll do 40 damage, and I'll confuse him, but this is also giving me the opportunity to kind of clean up. Again, he's going to knock out my Espeon, and then I'll be able to come in with a Garb to clean up the Shaman, because I do have a VS Seeker in back. So as long as I can knock out this Umbreon, I should have this game. And that's why I put that extra damage onto that Shaman, just for like that long-term nice setup. He's going to go for a second Bridget, which I don't run more than one. He's running 3 Meowths. He is filling this bench up. I didn't even see them come. Well, I knew he had Persian, but still, I didn't really see them coming. I've got hair in my face. It's bugging me. We're going to see a switch. He's actually going to just switch out into these Meowths. He does not have the ability to play through, and we are going to go for that Umbreon drop right now. I'm going to be a Seeker. I do have Lysander in here, and I do not want him having this Umbreon setting up in my face. I just want him out. Let's just get rid of it. Psychic should eliminate this Umbreon, and we just need to get rid of that Shaman now, and we'll be able to clean up this matchup. Trubbish and Trubbish. We got lots of garbage in that prize pool. He can send in any Pokemon that he wants, but his big target is gone. And I do believe I still have one Lysander still in the deck. So if I can Ultra Ball for Tapu Lele, that should be game. Should be game. He got rid of a Choice Band, which he is now playing a little off. Because with that, he will increase my damage output. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can hit for 120 with the Garbodors. He does evolve into that Persian if he raids. He has a Choice Band on it. Professor Kukui, he might be able to knock me out here. 60, 90. Yeah, he knocks me out, which is fine. Which is absolutely fine. Because again, we're going down to the 1 prize marker. He has 1 left. I have the necessary energy. I just need to get into that good old Tapu Lele. And as long as it's not in my prizes, we should be good to go. So I can get rid of Shaman. I can get rid of that. Tapu Lele is here, so is Lysander, so we have this game in the bag. I'm just going to give him a shout out of well played. He did a fantastic game. Definitely tried to come back with that Persian play, but we're going to go for that Lysander. And with that damage already onto that Shaman, I will just pick it off, and we will win this matchup. Whew! Close match. Definitely close. He got down to 1. And Garb here is going to knock out the good old Shaman with 140 damage. I didn't need the extra damage, but you know what? It got me into a potential... he couldn't set up another Umbreon. So, needless to say, we got lucky, had a nice matchup. My opponent was doing a fantastic little thing. That raiding Persian, though, at the end, that is something I've never seen before, and I'm kind of interested to see how well it planned out. He unfortunately had a few too many Meows, in my opinion. But with that being said, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know your opinions on Espeon Garb. What kind of different things have you put into it to make it run consistently? Other techs that you might run for the things that you are personally against in your format, if you guys do play IRL or in the meta here on TCGO. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are brand new here, please hit the subscribe button, because it does mean the world to me that you guys come out and watch the videos on the regular. But I'm going to get myself out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. But until then, time out.